to discuss Adriana Young. Okay. When I was chilling Adriana Young, almost passed out. Okay. So there was definitely witchcraft. Um, Obia. Okay, Obia. Some strong Obia. Um, Now I have done some reads on a lot of children, and every read that I've done on a child has affected me in some kind of way. Okay. But Adriana's story hit me a little bit different. Okay. And I'm going to tell you why her story hit me a little bit different. Okay. All these children are victims. Okay. Victims to society, victims to political parties, victims to ritualistic killings, victims. She was a victim. She was innocent. Only 11 years old. Okay, remember I said in my video this could be your daughter, your sister, your cousin. Okay, um, and this is very sad on all levels because of the corruption. The corruption is everywhere. I remember when I started my channel. I don't want to stay on me, but I want to stay on Adriana. I never told anybody. Um, when I very first started my channel, um, a famous Jamaican singer was coming through to me. Okay, I've never talked about him. I think I may have. No, I don't think I ever did a video on him. Okay, he was a famous Jamaican artist. Is known by the name of Bob Marley. Okay, Bob Marley. Um, is one of the first um, magicians that I have ever channeled, and I didn't have to channel him. He was coming through. Okay, he was not of this world. Adriana was not of this world. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about this. If her parents are watching my video today, okay, if anybody from Guyana is watching my video today in South America, Guyana, I want you guys to have an open casket. Okay, I want the world to see what has been done to this beautiful young soul. Okay, let the world see. Okay, the reason why I say let the world see is because it reminds me of a story here in the United States of a young black male. His name was Emmett Till. Okay, Emmett Till. Emmett Till's mother. If you guys don't know the story of Emmett Till, they beat him to death because he spoke to a white woman. Okay, um, he was brutally murdered. Okay, she let the world see what they have done to her child, Emmett Till. I think some of the people that killed Emmett Till walk free. And some of the people, I think it was one man or three men I'm seeing here, could have been charged for Emmett Till's murder. Um, but there was many other people that were involved in Emmett Till's murder. Okay. And today we were talking about Adriana Young because from Guyana, she will be buried. Now I don't know how they do the burial services in Guyana, because I know in Jamaica they call it the 9 night. Okay, there's 9 days um, where they don't bury the body. They celebrate their life. Okay, 9 days, so that spirit, that soul, can eat with them, say their goodbyes. Okay, um, a lot of you guys may not know about the Jamaican heritage. When my brother's father passed away, we called him Mutt. Um, he was from Montego Bay, Jamaica, and he opened a restaurant here in Pennsylvania. He taught me how to make dumplings. My mom taught me how to make dumplings. Um, his funeral I couldn't attend, and he considered me his daughter. Okay, it was my brother and me. Okay, so they held a funeral in Jamaica, and they gave a shout out to me as his daughter. Okay, I'm not his natural daughter. Okay, from natural birth. Okay, he took me. He took me as his daughter. Okay, a wise man. He lived to be a old age. Okay, and the funerals in Jamaica are a little bit different. In the Caribbean, I don't know if the family's Hindu, or if they're, because I was picking up about the grandmom. Um, wow. And I don't know if they're Christian, Muslim, Hindu. I don't know the religious background. But I can tell you one thing, that everything that I've seen in the spiritual realm, as far as Adriana, um, you got to understand, the parents were poor, you guys. Okay, they didn't have money to hire their own pathologists or their own person to do a toxicology report. The government paid to do the pathology report, and they had three pathologists that came from another country, other countries, and they had one that just came. But my thing is, they they should have somebody from. I wish they could have paid somebody, really paid somebody from Africa to come, a pathologist, um, and or United States, and do the autopsy on her, a pathologist, and do a toxicology report. Okay, so a lot of you guys need to do your research on what this pathologist do. Remember the white guy that I told you I kept seeing in the hotel, and I kept seeing he fled Guyana. Okay, there's many children, many adults. Um, it's not just Adriana. Okay, um, she's not the only person that met this fate. Okay, remember I told you I did a. Um, if you go back to my readings, she's not the only one that met the same fate, but she's the only one where, like Emily Pike, okay, she's the only one to bring awareness to what was going on, because this would have still been going on, and this still would have been hidden from us, just like Emily Pike's case, in Mesa, Arizona. Okay. So a pathologist is a healthcare provider who looks at the body and the body tissues. They also do lab tests. A pathologist helps others providers reach diagnosis. They are an important member of the healthcare team. Now, what is the difference between a doctor and a pathologist? Um, a pathologist is a physician who specializes in pathology. Pathologies are experts in diagnoses, treatment disorder, body tissue, and fluids. Pathologists must have a medical degree. Okay, um, so they have to have a medical degree. Okay, now we seen, I think, three pathologists. Um, and then there was another pathologist that I guess he just left. And I don't know where he was from. I don't know where none of these pathologists were from. Okay, they should have had somebody come from the United States or Africa to do the pathology report. And I don't know if they even release a toxicology report. Okay, toxicology is different than pathologists. Okay, Because if they did a toxicology report, they would have seen some kind of drug induced in her body. Okay. A toxicologist is a scientist or medical personnel who specializes in the study of chemicals to determine if they were harmful to the living organism. They may analyze symptoms, mechanisms, treatments, um, toxins in the body. Okay, poison. Okay, remember I said she was poisoned. Okay, now I had people that came on my page and was commenting some crazy stuff. Okay, if you don't like what you hear, you don't have to watch my videos. But obviously, you came to my page because you know there is truth in what I say. Okay, that's why you come to my page. Okay. And this is people in Guyana and other islands. There was somebody that commented on my page from Guyana, and they didn't like what I said. But my thing is, if you don't like what I'm saying, then why are you watching my channel? Because you know I'm speaking the truth. And the truth will set you free. Okay? The truth will set you free. Okay? So, you guys, they need to have an open casket. Okay? This is sad because the parents are poor. Okay? We're gonna speak the truth. Okay? Because that's what you're gonna get at my channel. They were poor. Okay, but they weren't poor in spirit, and neither was this child. Okay, because she has appeared. Okay, she has appeared. Trust and believe me, she has appeared. Hey, Empress, she has appeared. Okay, and she will appear tomorrow too. Okay, mark my words, she will appear. Okay, and people were shocked when she appeared. They had a candlelight vigil, and she appeared, but not in human form. She appeared as a water spirit, and it freaked people out because she wants her truth told. And there's many other victims, and I believe, and this is you guys, come through. I believe that there will be many more victims. They're not going to stop what they do. Okay, they're not going to stop what they do. And Adriana may put a halt and stop to it for some time, but they will continue. So if you're watching my channel from Guyana or anywhere, I don't care where you're from, the four corners of this earth, okay, and past the four corners, okay, watch your children, okay, watch your children, watch your grandchildren. Don't let them out your sight. Don't even let them go to the bathroom by themselves. I have a grandson. He does not go to the bathroom by himself. I walk in the bathroom. I don't care if it's men or not. If I'm alone with my grandson, he got to go to the bathroom. I'm not letting him. I don't care. I will walk in that damn bathroom. Okay? We have to protect our children. And somebody asked me, was the parents paid off? Okay? Was the parents threatened? Okay? I don't know. Okay? We could pull a couple cards on it. And this is a mourning period, but joy will come in the morning. Okay? Joy will come. Remember when I said there was a female involved? Okay, a female. They have identified the female. She was a pregnant female that was working at the hotel. I guess she was the mistress. They burned her home down. They burned her home down. She was the mistress of the owner. Now the owner's walking free. I think he's in New York City. That's where he will be going. And from New York, he will be going somewhere else. but I see New York. Okay, so let's pull cards on this. I need to ring this bell. Okay, Adriana. Adriana's ancestors. Adriana, come forward. Okay, the light is steady. The water is steady. The current energy on Adriana's parents, were they, this is so sad because I'm picking up something right now. Okay, change. So we know, yes, we need justice. So we know there was change in their life. Okay, there was change. Their daughter was taken. There was theft. Okay, theft. Okay, theft. They stole her daughter. That's what's crossing the change, theft. Okay. The theft was her child, was their child. Okay, the mom and the father. Okay, yep. Okay, so they are going to be given money. They are going to be given money. The reason why I say that is because these hands are rich people's hands. Indian. Somebody who's going to give them money is of Indian descent. Coolie. I think they call them coolies. So these hands will be Indian hands. This money will go in the father's hands. Okay? So unexpected income. This is unexpected. Yes, money is the root of all evil. There was money already given. Now also this card is interesting because the coin on this card, I don't know if it's British, Spanish, Dutch, I don't know. Okay. But these are Indian hands. Look at the hands. Coolies. They call them coolies. Okay. And those poor hands. But they're not poor. These hands are rich in spirit. These hands are not. They have to use witchcraft to get what they want. These hands don't. Okay. So the money was already given. Money is the root of all evil. If you can be sold out here for money, now they could have got 9 million, 9,000. I don't know. Okay. 27. Okay. Or they can be getting 27 million in the future, but there was money exchange. Okay. Money was already exchanged. It was already exchanged. I can't even believe I'm saying this. Money was exchanged. I called on Adriana, her ancestors. The ancestors are higher self, okay? Our higher self from another dimension. We don't lie, okay? We don't have to lie, okay? She wants her truth to come forward. The only way out is the truth. And these polished hands are an Indian man. So this Indian man has a big house behind him. So this Indian man is the guy that is the president over there. So let me show you the guy that gave them the money. And I do feel like they will be going, I don't know, I do feel like this is the man right here. Ifrin, Allah, Ali, whatever his name is. Let me show you his picture. He has sold Guyana out. Okay, he has sold them out a long time ago. Now, he could have sold them out 9 years ago. He could have sold them out 24 years ago. Or he could have sold, whoever was running this country 9 years ago could have sold the country out 24 years ago. 27 years ago, 72 years, 42. Okay, they could have sold this country out. Well, not this country, this place in South America. Okay, a lot of places, every place in the four corners, past the four corners, is corrupt. Even past Antarctica, and past Antarctica is a whole other place of people and beings. Okay, um, so there was money already exchanged. They have to bury their daughter. Did somebody give them money to bury their daughter? Has anybody put a go me fund up for the family? They have to bury their child. But the thing is, Adriana's family is more rich in spirit than these Indian people that run this country. This man, this wicked man. And you know what's so interesting in the death card? There's a woman and a man. Remember I said, go back to my videos. There's a woman involved here. Okay, a woman that lured her. Okay, she's the one that lured her into the room. Okay, redirected her. It was a woman. A woman. Okay, a woman. So I want to see, okay, so what's crossing the change is the theft of the child. Okay. Now, let's see what's crossing the unexpected income, because the money has already been given. Yes. If you can be sold out here, then you can be sold. I can't be sold. Okay. I rather stay poor, because my richness is not on this earth. My richness is in other places. Okay, my richness is in the spiritual realm. That comes first. I'm from Trinidad. As a mother, it hurts like she was mine. Her spirit is very strong, for tears of millions was shed for her. Yes, yes, her spirit is very strong. She comes from a bloodline of healers. Okay, they're not no average people. Her bloodline are not average. And Guyana didn't know the child that they took was not an average child. This girl was rich in spirit. Her bloodline was rich in spirit. That's why I said, when you come for people's children, you better know whose child you come for. Because there will be death upon the heads of everybody that was involved, their children and their grandchildren. They didn't come for an average child. She comes from a bloodline of healers, true healers. That's the bloodline she comes from. She don't come from no average bloodline. They didn't know what child they took that day, but they took the wrong child. Because she's more rich in spirit than anybody in that hotel. Anybody in that government. Okay? Anybody. All right? So there was money already given to them. Now, let's see what's crossing the unexpected income. Now, we got the poverty card. Okay? So we know that they're in poverty. Okay? But they will get more money. They will get more money. Now, I don't know if they'll sign. If they are watching my channel, don't sign nothing. Okay, don't sign nothing. They picked on a poor family. There's many people that have died in that hotel and in that country. Many, okay, fell victim. She wasn't the only one. I'm seeing a little boy here too. Okay, a little boy. Okay. I got the main male. So the main male got the money. That would be her father. Okay, so let's get one more card on this whole situation. So the first card out was change. Their daughter's life was taken. Okay, that's the first card. The second card was theft. They took this girl's life. That is theft. Okay, but that light that's on, okay, that's the light that she is, the energy that she is, okay? She's still around. Remember when I said I seen her? She wasn't crossed, okay? When I first did my video, then I did another video, and there was a great grandmother with her, okay? Then we got the money. There was money exchange already before the funeral is going to occur, okay? If we get the coffin card, I'm ending this read because that's all we need to know, okay? Because we already know what's going on, okay? Then we got poverty. These people in government, they see them as poverty. They see them as poverty, and they are in poverty. Okay? They see them as poverty, and they see them as poverty, and they're in poverty, but they're not in poverty in spirit. You see that sun behind them? Okay? So there was money exchanged to the father. Okay, give me one more card in this whole situation, and I'm going to end this. This is very sad, you guys. Yes, I could not sleep. That first night I channeled her, I could not sleep. She was the child. And it's crossing the main male. So this is the father and the child, which the child will be Adriana. Okay, Adriana Young. Okay. And also, there's a mature woman. So is there a mature woman that runs this country? Okay. And then also the family had to make this decision. Okay. They had to make this decision. The family. Is there anything else you want to say to us, Adriana? Is there anything else you want to say to us? Let me split this. Pick the first card. Oh my God, the pathway card. You see that cross? She's on another dimension. Okay? That pathway led her to another dimension, another time of existence. Wow. She could be sending the family butterflies, but she's still around. And she showed up. It was very interesting, that crocodile. I've never seen that. Where as a crocodile or alligator came out. Crocodiles and alligators are always by the body of water. Now, I don't know where that candlelight was held, but the water was quite far for that gator or crocodile to come out. Okay, so this is what she wants to tell you guys. Okay, so we're gonna look at the crocodile spirit and the alligator spirit. So there was money already exchanged. The family had to make a decision. They had no choice. There's also a woman involved, a wealthy woman. Okay. Now this woman is interesting. Okay, because she looks Indian. Okay, I'm getting Indian. Okay, she comes from a rich family. Okay, now I don't know what this woman has to do with all this. Okay. Now, remember I told you the guy from the hotel, his family, he's related to, remember I said in one of my videos that I feel like he was related to some woman of power. Okay, some woman that had some kind of political strings, political power. Okay, does anybody know what woman this is? Okay, I want to see what's crossing her for some reason. Okay, because she also was involved in this decision. Okay, she was involved in this decision to pay the family money. Okay, so the alligator spirit, what does the alligator mean spiritually? It means the natural cycle of, okay, so it is believed that the alligator with its ability to shed its skin and emerge anew, represents the natural cycle of birth, growth, death, and rebirth. Okay. Um, the alligator emerges as a symbol of profound significance, embodies essential qualities of primal instinct, survival, and the profound wisdom of ages past. Okay, the alligators have wisdom. They've been around for a very long time. Okay, and it's profound wisdom of ages past, present, and future. That's why that gator showed up. Okay, I think it was a gator. So let's see the alligator. Um, I think it was an alligator. Does anybody know what animal that was? I think it was an alligator. So let's look up. Um, so the alligator is powerful and inspiring creature that has been revered and feared by humans for centuries. In many Native American traditions, the alligator is considered a spirit animal that represents the strength, protection, rebirth, adaptability, patience, balance, and wisdom. Okay. Um, I wear the gator foot around my neck. Okay. I always wear the gator foot around my neck. Um, I also wear different other stuff around my neck. Okay, when I'm doing channeling or when I'm doing psychic reads. Okay, or I'm doing different conventions. Okay, um, because I'm drawn to the water because I am from the water. Okay, I'm from a place called Atlantis. Okay, my ancestors are from Atlantean. Okay, um, on one side, maybe well both sides. Okay, so that's why that gator showed up. I think it was a gator. Um, let me see if I can find the. I don't know if I can show you guys the video of the gator showing up at the. You guys can Google the gator that showed up at the candle light and ceremony. Okay, that was her saying she's still around. Okay, she put some fear in these people. Okay, but I feel like they will continue to do this. Okay, the reason why I say they will continue to do this is because this is what I'm feeling, you guys. Okay, so if I get toil and labor or the coffin card, okay, they want to put an end to all this. Okay, if we get the coffin, is they want this to be nobody to talk about this, to this just to be go away, and it's not going to go away. Okay, now if I get the toil and labor, that means this will continue. Okay, I need to ring this bell. I'm seeing her in all white. Okay, all white. Oh my god, this is so sad. You guys, I keep hearing this song in my head and I try to No Woman No Cry by Bob Marley. No woman no cry. No woman no cry. Say I remember. I don't want to start crying cuz I'm hearing that song No Woman No Cry. Okay? Oh my god. Okay, so there's a mature man here. This is a couple. Okay? So the family is not just going to be paid off by the president. Okay, now I want to tell you guys something. I pulled this couple out before in my reading. Okay, this is not the first time they came out. This couple, I don't know who this guy that owns the hotel, his family bloodline. Okay, because I'm seeing him come from a family bloodline of money, but this is not just the average money. Okay, So they could have started their business on like agriculture, but there's something else that I'm seeing here, like there's something with children here, okay? I don't know, okay? So if you guys need to keep your children away from any government official, I'm just saying, because there's something with children here. I see it, okay? So this is a couple. So a couple also are going to offer them money, okay? Not just the president of this country, okay? Well, not country, place, because it's in South America. There's a couple here. Tell me more about this couple, ancestors. What do I need to know about this couple? This is a couple. A mature man and mature woman is a couple. Okay. Now, this couple came out before in her reading. I don't know why this couple is coming out. Okay. The community. Okay. So this couple comes from this community, or they work with communities. Okay. They work with the community. They work with the whole community, and they work with children. But what's behind this is people that are not here. So I don't know who this woman is. I don't know her name, okay? You guys might know her name, okay? She is well traveled and so is he. They are a married couple, okay? But they work with community. Look at this. Communities. They work with communities where there's children involved. Okay, not just adults. And there's people these people are not alive. Okay, these people are on another dimension. Okay, so I don't know how they were unalive. Okay, I'm just saying, we know that there was some obia, but this is some different kind of obia. And then somebody came on my channel and be like, oh, there's no Hindu gods for sacrifice. In every religion there is good and bad, okay? In every religion there is a deities that they have to give something to receive something from, okay? In every religion, Muslim, Christian, Hindu, I don't care. So whoever is on this Hindu talk about, oh, that's not true. You don't know what's going on. I'm telling you, okay? It is true, okay? And that altar, I'm surprised they haven't found that altar. Okay, this is a couple that works in community. They could work in, let's get one more card on this couple. So they work with communities, okay? So they also are going to give money to this family, okay? I need another clarification, because there's some people that are not living here behind the community. So this is people that have passed over due to this couple, okay? Look at this. I cannot make this up. Look at this card. Really good. Those people in the back are not living. Okay? They are living, but they're not living in this dimension. Okay? They're not living in this dimension. So I need to know more about this couple. So I'm going to get another deck. There's an officer on the bottom of my deck. So this officer works with this couple. This couple is false. Okay. This couple is not, you don't see this couple. Okay. They're in the background, behind the veil. Okay. But we're going to find out what this couple do, what they do for a living. So they work in communities. I need to know what they do in the communities, though. They're false. They work with the police department. Oh, my God. Okay, so let me show you these cards. So this is a couple. I don't know who this man and woman is. They showed up in my reading before. And I remember the reading before. This couple is connected to the owner, son, and the owner. So this will be a relative. So I don't know if this is an auntie, a cousin. I don't know. Okay. But this family is related to the hotel owners. This is the energy I'm getting psychically. They work with communities. They're not to be trusted because they're false. And they also work with official officers. So this would be police. Um, they're also giving this family money. But why would they give this family money? Because of their nephew, or I'm getting auntie. I'm getting auntie, you guys. I keep hearing auntie. Okay, so I don't know if this is his aunt. Does anybody know? Does he have an aunt that is a politician or something with children? Because I'm getting politician or something with children, like works directly with children. Okay, and I got outer space here. So this is showing me outer space, so they can also work with. I gotta be careful what I say here. Okay, outer space technology, outer space. I really can't say the name because if I say the name, this video will be taken down. You need to go get in the shower, okay? My grandson. Okay, so they work with some kind of outer space. Give me another clarification on this false people, this false couple. This is not the owner. We're going past the owner, okay? So they also work. They also have abuse and neglect. Abuse and neglect of who? So there's some kind of thing, they something with outer space. So this is technology. Um, I'm getting something else. It's gonna come out. Okay, it's gonna come out, you guys. So abuse and neglect. So they use their power, and there's no abuse and neglect. But on who's the abuse and neglect? Ancestors, because they show me families, communities. I don't know who the owner of the hotel is related to. Does anybody know? Okay, man-made disasters. Okay, so they make things happen and appear one way, but it's not. So this would be the owner and the owner's son of this hotel, his auntie. Okay, I'm hearing auntie. So they make a lot of things seem one way, but they're not. Okay, behind it is they cover up. Okay, so they cover up. Okay, they cover up a lot of stuff. Now, I don't know who he's related to. Does anybody know who he's related to? Because if you're from Guyana and you are, you know this family, you know who I'm talking about. Okay, there's a woman here, a mature woman, a mature man of, like, I see them going international, like traveling international. So I'm wondering if the guy and the father that owns this hotel, if the auntie or this woman, because she's being brought forward. She works with communities. She works with children, and she does things. They make things seem one way, appear one way, but they're another way. Okay, because they're false. So they go in these communities saying, "Oh, we're going to help your children," and they're false. They're fake. They're frauds. They're liars. Okay, so protect your children. Hotel motel. So they could also have. They also could have hotels and motels. And they also could. I don't know why I'm seeing government. They work in government, you guys. The woman definitely works in government. Okay, this is what I'm getting. There's some kind of outer space program. I don't know if there's an outer space government site in Guyana that is a government facility. Okay, also the fire. Okay, they had something to do with the fire. Okay, they gave somebody instructions. Okay, damn, to burn it up. Okay, burn the shit down. Okay, because of the evidence that they would find. Okay, somebody, remember I told you he had a boat. Okay, what else do we need to know about this couple? The owner of the hotel has a boat. Oh, shoot. Okay, their spouse and partner. So they're a partner that came out twice, double confirmation. So they work together as a team. Okay, spouse and partner. Okay, so they work together. Um, that card was in the bottom of the deck. If it comes back out, then that's the card that we need to be shown. Thank you. They're having meetings right now about this. They even had meetings before about this. I don't know who this woman is. I need to find out who this woman is. And I just split the deck. Um, manipulation. Okay. The devil, addiction, manipulation. They could live by the beach. Okay. They have tunnels. Okay. They also work with people in the legal system. Okay. And there's more bodies. Okay. Now somebody might fake their death. Um, I don't know. Okay. 13-3. They're on social media. They're watching everything. And this is grandparents here. Okay, so I don't know. I'm seeing this woman, and I see this woman. She's sitting in like a parliament. Okay, she's in. She looks Indian. She does something with children. Okay, her job is specifically working with children. Now this is going to come out, you guys. When this comes out, okay, and they work in communities. Okay, they work in communities in Guyana. They work in other communities. She's Indian, and I see the, what do you call that? The shawl that they wear. I see her wearing the Indian wear. Okay. She has long hair, because most of them have long hair. She's Hindu. Okay, she's Hindu. Can I get initial ancestors? They're showing me L and M. L M. Okay. L M. Now I'm hearing a name. I don't know if this is her name. Okay. I don't know who this woman is. Okay. They're saying Lila, something like that. LM. Okay. Because so this could be her first initials and last name. Okay. LM. Okay. She's watching social media. Somebody has faked their death. Okay. Somebody in past, present, or future. There's other bodies. Okay, you see how that ground is cracked? Okay, they will never find these bodies. They also have connections with legal system, legal proceedings. They have connections in the tunnels. They could live by a beach. They are false energy. Okay, manipulation. They have meetings. This is a couple. They have a boat. They were instructed for somebody to start these fires. They have motels and hotels. This is definitely a cover-up. Man-made disaster. And people are being abused and neglected in outer space. So this is some kind of... And I want to say the name, what they're telling me. My ancestors are telling me a name, but I don't know if I can say it. Because as soon as I say it, and the grandparents came out. So this started with their grandparents. So the man that owns the hotel... This all began with his grandparents, okay? And they were taught this. It was passed down from generation to generation to generation, okay? So this started with the grandparents, okay? I don't know if this is the auntie, cousin of the man that owns the hotel, but they also have hotels, okay? This is the read I got, you guys. Thank you guys for joining me. This is so sad. Very, very sad. Very, very sad. But there was money exchanged. They have to bury their child. Okay, they have to bury their child. Okay, these people, the Adriana's parents did not come from money, but they are rich in spirit. Okay, they need to have an open casket. The reason why is the world needs to see her face and her body. Okay. I feel like she's gonna have all white on for some reason, okay? But they need to show her body. The I guess there was bruises on her face. They need to show that, okay? Because that doesn't come from drowning. Now, they said she drowned, but she didn't drown in that pool, okay? Some people believe she drowned in a bathtub. I believe she drowned in a ceremonial place, okay, where it looks like a tub, okay, where they do ceremonies, okay. You guys can believe me if you want to, okay. I'm just saying that's what I was getting, and these people are abusing people and neglecting people, okay. Yes, I am going to be safe. I want to say what they work for. So I'm seeing some kind of place in Guyana. Let me see if I can find it. Cause I'm 1717. It looks like a research center. Does Guyana have like a research center? Hold on, let me see if I can. Let me see if they have a research center. Uh, I need to find out who this woman is. Okay, give me a minute, you guys. Let me see. Does Guyana have a research center? Now they have research programs, but do they have a research center? So I'm seeing a research program. What is the biggest research center in the world? Does Guyana have a university? I need to know if they have a research center. Okay, they have a rainforest research center. I don't know why I'm always being brought back to research centers. I did a read on somebody else. Oh, Sadiksha Kanaki. And I was being brought to a research center. Okay. So there's some kind of research institution in Guyana. So this place is a research center. Okay. I don't know how this woman is related to this research center. Um, but I feel like she works with children. Um, is there a prime minister in Guyana that's a woman? Hold on, prime minister in Guyana. Okay, Mark Phillips. Is Mark Phillips? I'm seeing a woman. Who's this woman that's in power in Guyana? Does anybody know who this woman is? Okay, I'm going to put a woman that works in Guyana with children, because she works with children. Who works with children? Okay, I don't know who this woman is. I don't know. If somebody knows who this woman is, I don't know who this woman is. She looks Indian, and she works with. Is there a first lady of Guyana? Okay, I don't know if this is the woman. Um, there's an Indian woman that works with children. I'm gonna find out who this woman is, because you guys need to be watchful of her, because she's false and her husband's false. Right. I don't know who this woman is. This woman works for, she's in a high position, okay? I don't know who she is. Look up Doctor Who. Hold on, let me look her up. Because I can see her in a spiritual, but I just can't, I don't know who she is. I'm looking her up right now. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. She's a medical doctor. Her name is Vidya Prasad. She's a minister of human services and social services in Guyana. Um, is she related to this family? She was born in Georgetown, Guyana. Her parents are Rupi Dam Prasad. She's the Minister of Human Services and Social Services of Guyana. This looks like her. Where's her husband at? Okay, she works for the People's Progress Party. So she works for the PPP. Okay, this is her. Oh my God. Okay, so is she related to the people that own the hotel? Hold on. I'm going to shuffle these cards again. This looks like her. Let me show you her picture. Oh my God, if the eyes can speak. Okay, this woman has, oh my God, if the eyes can speak. This video is for entertainment purposes. But I have to say it. She's married. She's not to be trusted. Look at this video. Look at this. So she's a part of the PPP. Okay, I'm gonna shuffle this deck. This true crime. I'm gonna leave that picture right there, because if that picture can speak, oh my God. Now I'm seeing an older woman here. So hold on. It looks like her. Somebody's gonna fake their death, but they're not gonna die. Okay, so if we see somebody fake their death, they're not really dead. And this is like a politician or a police officer. Okay, somebody committing suicide. I see suicide, but they're not really going to die. Okay, they're going to fake their death. This is what I'm getting. Thank you. Show me what I need to see about her. Dr. Vidal Prasad. What do I need to see about her? Ancestors. Adriana Young's ancestors. My ancestors. Flip these cards. Oh, they flipped them. They're not playing. Oh my God. Okay, she's the female. So she is the female. She's the false female. What else do I need to know about her ancestors? What else do I need to know? What else do I need to know? I can pull her spirit and soul. I should have did the water to my bowl. Love. And she feels, and she's trapped. And she has egotism. Okay, so love, female, trap, and egotism. So she shows the world her love, like like she cares about people, and she feels trapped. Give me another card on this woman. So we have 4 cards on this woman. Give me one more card on this woman. So she feels trapped. So there's somebody even higher than her. Damn, this is deep. I feel like this is like goes deep to other countries deep. This crosses borders, this crosses water. She travels a lot. She takes care of people, and she was a part of telling people to start this fire. Give me one more card. On this woman. Party. Okay, Party. Remember, Party came out. Party's like, and she's a part of the cover up. Um, Party is the ritual. Okay, the ritual that's performed. Okay, now the party is performed for wealth. Okay, fortune. Okay, this is what they do. Let's pull a card from this. What's crossing the party? So she was a part of this cover up in some capacity, some way. Don't trust this woman. Because the party is the actual sacrifice with the, you know what I'm talking about, right? Ooh, damn, they're gonna flip my whole damn deck. They're upset, you guys. They are pissed. They are pissed. This card was on the floor too. The family card. So her family, her husband, knows what's going on. Okay. Oh shit. Somebody's gonna fake their death. And I do see a suicide that might come from all this. But somebody's definitely gonna fake their death. What I mean is they're gonna say they commit suicide or whatever they really did, and they're gonna flee. Guyana. Concerned. She's concerned that her information is going to get out. And she's a part of a fraternal order, number 33. And she has a lot of wealth. 11. And Adriana was 11. 11 is symbolic in rituals. Okay? It's very symbolic in rituals. Number 11. That's why Adriana was taken and not her sisters. Okay? Damn. Um, 11 is spirituality. It's like a completion. So number 11 serves as a reminder, like if you're doing like obia, if you're sacrificing animals, people, remember people, places, and things. Number 11 is a reminder that you have the power to manifest. So number 11 is a very, that's why when she said her age, their eyes just like popped up. Okay. I believe they've been watching her for quite some time. Okay. They were watching her before she got to the pool. This is what I'm getting. Okay. Number 11 is very symbolic. Okay. Because number 11, you can manifest with number 11 when you're doing occult knowledge. Okay. Desires and to create the life that you envision. So these people that did this sacrifice, they did this because they want the life that they envision. Okay. So she was the ultimate sacrifice. Okay. And number 11 is very symbolic in rituals. Okay. That's why she was chosen. Okay. But they fuck with the wrong child. Okay. Wow. Okay. So I feel like too, there's an older mature woman, because this is a mature couple. Okay. Let me show you this mature couple. But the doctor's energy, we just read about the doctor's energy. And she's a part of an order, a fraternal order. So she's a part of the PPP. Okay, I don't know about the PPP over there in Guyana. And she has wealth. Okay, and the fire card came out for her. The cover up card came out for her. She knows about these parties because the rituals start off as a party. Okay, they start off as a party. And there's somebody that's designated to be the caregiver. Okay, the caregiver would be like the person that lures them in. Okay, or the woman or man that lures them in. Okay, but the party is a ritual, so there's different parts to this ritual. Okay, so one of the parts of the ritual will be like a party where people will gather around. Okay, and then there will be other things going on. Okay. Wow. I feel like, and this is what I'm getting, not from here, but just from this read, she does feel trapped in some way because she answers to this higher mature man and woman. Okay, it's a mature man and woman, but they're over children, something with children. So she does feel trapped in some capacity. Okay, where she can't fully move the way she wants to move, but she's false, she's fake, she's a fucking fraud. Now what's interesting is this woman travels, but let's Google this word right here, and then I'm going to end this. um Her ancestors are coming through like no tomorrow. um so the practice, okay, so this word right here, egotism, is a practice of talking and thinking about oneself excessively because of the under um sense of self-importance. So everybody involved in this is to have a inflicted view of your self-importance, basically to think you're better than everyone else. You might express egotism. So these people think they're better than everybody else. Okay, this is what I'm getting. Okay, now we knew for a long time over in Guyana, and this is in every part, even the Caribbean islands, if you are darker descent, with black in you, African, you are treated differently. Okay, this is about class and race. Okay, this is so sad. Did you guys see that orb that just flew by? Did anybody see that orb that just flew by me? There was an orb that just flew by me. You can rewind this video. Okay. So the family did get paid. They got paid by the president of Guyana. They got paid from this couple, mature couple, man and woman, that travel the world. And they could even have hotels in Guyana. So the parents did get paid, you guys. They have to bury their daughter. The first card came out was changed because their daughter's life was taken. So they might have to relocate because you guys gotta understand, in Guyana, it's a small community. Okay, where are they gonna go? They have to see people's faces every day. Okay, I feel like somebody's gonna commit suicide. I feel like somebody's gonna fake their death. Okay, the theft was the child. Okay, they look at these people in poverty. They took the child. The family had to make a decision. Okay, there's police officers involved. Okay, she's not here. Okay, she has crossed. Okay, the first video she was not crossed, but she's still here. Okay, so let me not say she's not here because she's still here. Okay, and the main male is her father, and there was money exchange. Okay, the poor hands, rich hands, but the poor hands, the father is rich in spirit, not these Indian people. Okay, and they're false. Okay, so there was money offered. So they got paid, okay, a healthy sum, and people are still concerned, okay, about what's going to happen at her funeral. I don't feel like, I don't know. All I'm going to say, this is so sad on every level, because this has been going on for a long time, and I feel like it will continue to go on with people that are in poverty, because people knew about some of this, but they didn't know about all this. Okay, especially across the world, you don't know what's going on in these tunnels. This was a cover up. Now, caregiver came out, so, and grandparents came out. Okay, let me say this. Go back to my other videos that I did on Adriana Young. Okay, because there's going to be more information that's going to come out about her home life, and about her grandmother. Okay, let me get one more card on this whole situation. She will be buried. I think the time in Guyana, I don't know, is different. It's different than our time in South America. There's fraud going on. Fraud. And the grandparents again. And missing. There's more missing bodies, you guys. Look. And somebody is an assassin. And somebody's causing abuse and neglect on children. Look at this. Organized crime. Okay, organized crime. On a child came out twice. So this is a ritual, and it's like a party kind of ritual. They have like a where they do certain things. Okay, I'm not gonna get too deep in it, but I actually seen it where I almost passed out. She was drugged, of course. Now I see a powder substance. Now this powder substance is liquid in powder form. Okay. I know when I do a lot of reads, I always see a plant is devil's breath, but I don't feel like it's devil's breath in this case. Okay, I feel like it's something else. And this will show up because devil's breath doesn't show up on a toxicology report, but devil's breath doesn't show up in the system. I don't think it does. I talked about devil's breath before. It's a plant. But that's not what I'm seeing them use. Okay, it's something else that they use. Okay, and somebody's an assassin. Somebody has a cut under his eye. Okay, he has a cut under his eye. So she scratched his eyes. So he has a cut by his eyes, and this is a cover up of a child, and the child is Adriana Young, and this is organized crime. So tomorrow she will be buried in the next couple hours. There's a female involved. She's always been involved. She's the one that led Adriana into that room. But there's more information going to be come out about her home life because her home life wasn't perfect. Remember, if you go back to my first video, she was bringing me back to her home life. Okay, but her home life didn't cause her death. Okay, these people caused her death. And we need to pray for her, mourn for her. This is sad. I see her in all white. Okay, all white. This is the last read that I got on her. There's something with the marriage. This is their home life. The mom and dad, they weren't a perfect couple. This is going to come out. There's some people that are going to get arrested in this whole situation. Because Guyana don't want tourists to stop coming there, but tourists are going to stop coming there, okay? And they're already struggling, okay? Now I see something with the power going down, okay? The power. So something with the power, they're going to turn the power off or something like that, okay? This is what I'm seeing, you guys. This is so sad. Very sad, okay? Very, very sad. It's a man-made disaster. This girl did not drown. Okay, we all know that. And there needs to be justice. Okay? I'm not really going to dig deep in her family life because that's not what's important. What's important is she was murdered. Okay? She was murdered. And this video is for entertainment purposes. And God rest her soul. Okay? I see her in all white. They need to have an open casket because so people can see how she really died. Okay, her death, so they can really see her death. And somebody has a cut on their face. Okay, and the caregiver, this caregiver keeps coming out. Now her grandmother is the caregiver. She took her to the pool. I go back to my readings about the grandmother. Okay, I'm not lying, you guys. All this is gonna come out. Okay, all this will come out. Mark my words. Okay, the caregiver. Okay, let's pull one more from this deck. Show me more about the caregiver. Let me shuffle this deck really good. Because if grandparent comes out, there's a whole heap of people involved in this. You guys, this is so damn deep. This will take months to unravel. Months. Okay? Months. To unravel this whole thing. Because there's so many people involved. The male, we know the male was involved. One more card on this death. It's showing caregiver. Ooh, the caregiver came out with the grandmother. Just saying. Did she think it was going to go this far? No, no, no. The travel card again. The couple was involved. This card sticking together here. The water element. Okay, it was... The water element was where they do the sacrifice. Okay, now the road... Somebody came in through the road and left by the road. Okay, and somebody traveled from far. Okay, this is the last read that I got on her. Oh, this is... I keep saying last read, but she died of water, but of other things. And the reason why is because this was ritualistic killing. Okay, and this video one last time is for entertainment purposes, but the caregiver keeps coming out, and her grandmother was her caregiver that took her to the pool. So go back to my previous reading on the grandmother. Okay, I know they're in mourning. This information will come out. Okay, there's going to be information coming out on the mom and dad. The mom and dad's information is not important. I don't feel like to this case. I feel like more of the grandmother, because she was the caregiver, but there was a whole bunch of caregivers there that day, family members. Okay, so somebody in her family is false. Okay, because there was a whole leap of family members, and you're telling me this girl just wandered off, and she was getting ready to feed them, and not even think twice. And I don't even believe there was a lot of people there that day. Okay, I'm just saying. Okay, that's not what I'm seeing, but this is what I'm getting. So somebody will go down. Look at this. Look at this. The bottom of my deck. Come through, Adriana. Come through. Grandparents. Crossing the caregiver. You guys, this is so deep. This is so deep that I can't even... Like, I've done, like, what, 3 videos on this? So the grandparents, the grandmother, was the caregiver, was involved in this. Okay? Now, this is going to be a lot for the son to take. Because I believe, if you go back to my videos, she was going to be sold off. But my thing is, the grandmother knew something was going to happen. Okay? I cannot make this shit up. Okay? I gotta end this. This is too much. Okay? The water element is here because they did put her in a body of water. It wasn't the pool, though. Okay? You can test the pool water from the hotel water. Okay? It's going to be different water. And then they said there was chlorine in the room. So they put bleach on her body to cover evidence. Now, if you see the picture of her, she had white spots on her shorts. And what clothes did she... Okay. Whoo, papa. I have to stop. I have to stop. This is so deep and so many layers to this. But did the family get paid off? Yes. They have to bury their child. They come from poverty. They're poor. We all know that. Okay. We all know this is politically driven too, from the PPP. Okay. I don't know nothing about the PPP. I don't live in that country. Okay. I live in America. Okay. This video is for entertainment purposes. I'm just a psychic. Okay. But this is what I'm getting. Okay. The pool water will be different from the water of the hotel water. And then they didn't want to let nobody in that room, and they started the fire. Not because there was chlorine in that room, bleach in that bleach or chlorine. I'm hearing bleach because there was bleach on her shorts. There was white spots. That's bleach. That's not chlorine. That's bleach. If you ever go right now, get bleach and pour it on your clothes, you're gonna have bleach spots on your clothes. That's not chlorine. That's bleach. So they poured bleach on her body to cover evidence. Come through, Adriana. There's an orb. If you rewind this video and watch this video, there's an orb that flew by me. Okay? They are still alive. They see everything. Okay? Everything. And if you think that these people don't sacrifice and do rituals, you are a fucking fool out here. Okay? I don't care if you're Hindu, Muslim, Christian. Yes, they do. In every religion, they do. And I kept seeing, hold on. I kept seeing that damn monkey. Okay, let me see. The Hindu, her name is Kali. If you look at my other videos, I talked about her. Hindu goddess. Okay, let's talk about her. Shava. Her name's Shava. I'm hearing redemption song, and I'm hearing this is what I'm hearing. Okay, so let's talk about her. So she's the goddess of time. Kali is a goddess of time or death and the consort of Shiva. She is called Kala Mate, the Dark Mother, and also Kyla, which can be read here either as a proper name. What else do we need to know about this goddess? Kyla, Kali, is the Hindu goddess of death and rebirth. She expresses the duality of nature, of destruction that must come before new beginnings, and of the strength. Kyla is believed to be the formless energy of Shiva's demolishing force. The couple is also often depicted in dancing in sexual union. Whoo, this is deep. Why is Kyla so powerful? Oh my God. Lord have mercy. Kyla is perfectionist, primal power, pleasing her and gaining her extremely hard. She embodies the cosmo chaos in maternal gain and primal goal. Chooses a better idol to worship, so they worship her. Because I'm hearing um 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 this is what they chant. Oh, somebody said she's a goddess of justice and children and all wrongdoing. Well, she's showing up in my reading. And then there was another one with the monkey. So the Hindu goddess that looks like a monkey. Goddess that looks like a monkey. So somebody says, I believe she's the mother of Kal. Kal is a justice against children and all wrongdoings. Okay, so who's the Hindu god of destruction? Because it looks like a cow. So she can be used for both. She can be used as the mother of justice against children and wrongdoing, and she can also be used for death and destruction. So she's used in duality. Okay, duality. Okay. I can't even believe I'm saying this. Yeah, this is the statue I seen. I'm seeing two, a real monkey, and I'm seeing a statue. Okay, this is what I'm seeing. And then I seen a monkey, and then I seen another Hindu god that looks like a monkey. Somebody says, I don't know. I don't know much about Hinduism. I don't know anything about Hinduism. What is that? Han Man. Okay, Haman is a Hindu god who shapes in a half monkey and half human. That's why I seen the shapeshifter. Go back to my videos, and the first video I did on Adriana Young, I talk about shapeshifting. Okay, so this Hindu god shapeshifts. Okay, the face looks like a monkey. Okay, he is the most devoted followers of Prince Rama. So his features a lot in the Rama, as well as a lot of other Hindu stories and artwork. Human has special powers and qualities that he uses to help Raman rescue his wife Sita. We are multicultural here, but I'm Muslim. Oh, okay. So what does he symbolize? So this is a lot, you guys. So these guys that you can use in duality. So when I say duality, it means good or bad. Okay. Good or evil. Okay. This is what he looks like. And I'm seeing the one with the mouth. The mouth. I'm hearing hum, and I'm seeing like people's hands go hum. Like they're actually doing like a dance. Not just a dance, like a motion. Okay. So this is what he looks like. And there was another one I seen. I don't know much about Hinduism, you guys, okay? I don't know nothing about Hinduism at all. This is what he looks like. And then I put more pictures on my page. If you go to my page, you can see the pictures. We are multicultural here, but I'm Muslim. Yeah, I think over there they're Muslim, Christian, and Hindu. Okay, the Indians are Hindu. But I keep hearing this mantra, like this song, hum, 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 and I'm seeing like somebody moving their hands, like a dance, but like in motion, like these hands just coming out. Okay. So my thing is, they never did a toxicology, and I find that very interesting. And what I also find very interesting is nobody did a GoMe okay? Because if they did a GoMe, I wonder if the parents wouldn't have took the money from the government, okay? Because they would have had the money to bury their child, okay? And also with this water element, when we look at water as the element, because it's a very powerful, somebody says me too. Yes, I just find that very weird, very odd. Because you would think that somebody would initiate a GoMe for Adriana Young. Everybody's talking about, oh, I want to help Adriana Young. I feel sorry for her as a mother, father. But nobody made initiative in Guyana to start a GoMe for the family. I just find that bizarre. And somebody says, me too. Yes, it's very bizarre. Very, very bizarre. Okay, if that was my child, and I'm poor. Okay, I'm poor. Okay, in America we have rich, poor, or middle class. Okay, I would be considered poor. I have a home, I have a car. Okay, my car is paid off. I have a home. I mean, I'm rich in. I have everything I need. So I wouldn't say I'm poor. Okay, we have more opportunity over here as far as jobs, because I'm also seeing that the economy over there is struggling. Okay, really struggling, you guys. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, okay? But I see her dressed in white. Now, I don't know why nobody has started a GoMe fund. Maybe we can ask them. Okay, so water. I'm gonna stay on water here. This was definitely a cover up. Um, somebody will be going to jail because they want justice. Okay, the president and the political party, they don't want this on their, and they're involved in this. Okay, in some kind of capacity, they don't want this on them. Okay. And tourists to come to Guyana, because I'm telling you, ain't nobody gonna come to Guyana after all this has happened. Okay, I'm just saying. I wouldn't even, and it's sad because the people are struggling over there. I think one individual wanted to help, but I'm not sure if they take the press and help. It was a wealthy person, and the person was abroad. Yeah, they should have helped. I can't. Let's pull a card on this. Why wasn't there a GoMe fund? This is bizarre. Because if this happened, I mean, it's kind of hard because you lost a child and you're not really thinking about a GoMe fund. Okay. Death of a child is one of the hardest things a person will ever have to go through. We're not gonna, if you haven't had a child that died, I had a child that died in my belly. But I'm just saying, if you haven't had a child that came full term and walked this earth, my child is still in, my child never came through. The soul, the spirit of the child never came through because the child was never born. Okay. So that child's spirit and soul don't come through. Okay. It's not even spirit and soul. It's still, it never came through as the spirit and soul. Okay. It was going to enter. Okay. And I believe my last child was that child that didn't enter, but that did enter years later. Okay, that's what I believe. Okay, that's what I feel. That's what I know. And she was my mother in a past life, my youngest daughter. So we're not talking about that. But why didn't nobody start a GoMe fund? So let's pull some cards on this. This is weird. And I didn't think about. Let me shuffle this deck real good. I see despair. The father's in despair. This is so sad. There's layers to this, you guys. I mean, layers and layers and layers. Something to do with the aunt who's involved. Maybe that's why she's being late before the time. I don't know, because it's saying caregiver. So, and then it says grandparents. Go back to my other videos. Why didn't they start a GoMe fund? This is, I mean, it's kind of hard because your child, first of all, you're fighting against the system that held your daughter, and if they could have gotten there before, she would have been alive, because their spirit, the intuition, because the intuition card was coming out for the dad. He knew. Okay, he knew, because it's like he carried that child, like he carried Adriana in his belly. Okay. We know when something's wrong with our children. Okay, as mothers, we know. Okay, I have 3 children. Okay, I know when something's wrong with my children. Okay, I will have a dream about it. I will just feel it in my belly, my gut, my instincts. You just know. You know your children. Okay, you carry them for 9 months. Okay, there's a bond like no other. Okay, even with the father, there's a bond there. Okay, you know your child, and it's like the dad carried the daughter. Okay, he felt everything. And some fathers, they feel the symptoms of the baby, and the mother never feels the symptoms of the baby. It's like the father carried the child, but the mother carried the child, but he felt every emotion, every pain. Do you understand what I'm saying? Every hunger. This is so sad. Okay, so I want to know why they didn't start a GoMe fund. I got a card in the bottom of the deck because of this wealthy man. This doesn't make sense, you guys. But the dad was in despair. So and nobody in the family there goes the wealthy man. You guys see me shuffle the deck. They didn't do a GoMe fund because of this wealthy man. This wealthy man could be the president of the country. 1331. He was looked at in high honor. Maybe he said something to the family. Yes, yes. There was a message he sent to the father. Whoa. Oh my God. There's a message he sent to the father. Look at this. This wealthy man sent a message to the father. This wealthy man is looked at in high honor. So this is the president of this place, of Ghana. And he sent a message to the dad. This is why there was no Gomi fund. Because he already told the dad he was going to give him money. Oh my God, there's so much layers to this. And I asked, why wasn't there a Gomi fund? Because there was already communication with the dad and the president of Guyana. This is some deep-ish. Deep-ish. And it's interesting because the water element is here. Okay? The water spirits are here. Okay? I want to say something, you guys. There is a release in energy and there's a trauma over the land. Okay? I see this all the time, you guys. I see this energetic ancestral trauma over land. I see it all the time. I see it with indigenous. I see it with Africans. I see it with Caucasoids. Okay. There is a healing that needs to be done over this land. Okay. And how this is done is by coming together as a community. And not just coming together, a community is being honest, getting real about what's going on, being truthful. The truth will set you free. The truth is the only way out. Okay, the truth is the only way out. Okay, the only way. Okay, so the dad already had communication with the president or whatever. Is it the president, prime minister of Guyana? There was already communication here. This was why there was no GoMe fund. Because I'm like, why wasn't there a GoMe fund? Okay. Somebody that was not the dad and the mother should have said, look, we need a GoMe fund. You think about it. All these people, celebrities, but who cares about celebrities? Yes, they will always try to keep us divided. This is what's happening in America. There's a division that they're trying to divide us and conquer us. Okay. And we can't be divided because we're strong in numbers. Okay. And you need to protect your child at all costs. Okay. When the intuition card came out, because the dad, didn't come out the deck, but it was on the bottom of the deck, because the dad had an intuition. He had an inner knowing, okay, about his child. Okay. There was a connection there. There was a bond there. Okay. Just like we have bonds and connections with our children. Okay. A strong bond. Okay. So the reason why there wasn't a GoMe fund is because there was a message that was sent to the father. Now I want to know, was a father threatened in any kind of way? Like, was he threatened in a way like not to talk, to keep quiet? Because these two cards, there's the message card, and it's a sealed. See, the message card is sealed. Somebody sealed it with their seal. So this is like presidential, okay, seal, okay, to the father. And then this guy was wealthy and he's looked at in high honor. Okay, high honor. So was the dad threatened in any kind of way? Let me see. Let me see if the dad was threatened in any kind of way. Was the father threatened in any kind of way? I feel like I need to use the other deck. Whew, this is a lot, you guys. Whew. Calling all my ancestors. Give me strength for this reading. This is a lot. There was a message sent to the father, and it was presidential. Okay. It's really darkness right now in this country. Yes. I asked the question, was the father, is it raining over there right now? Is it raining in Guyana? Because I'm seeing rain. And a dark cloud. Yes, the dark cloud. Um, let me get all the cards. Oh, Jesus Lord. The ancestors are crying and mourning. This is sad. This is some ancestral trauma, man. I see this everywhere. You guys got to come together. Unite. This is happening all over the world. This corruption has to end, and it will end. That water is the tears of the ancestors. My gosh. They're saying that there needs to be releasing here. Okay. So the dad, okay, he was threatened. The dad was threatened. Jesus Lord. Lord have mercy. Okay, I'm going to put it like this. The dad is kind of scared because of the organized crime in the country. Behind it was because of the child. Okay, and behind it was because of the cover up. Okay, and they made it look like an accident, but it really wasn't. So I asked the question, was the dad threatened? And yes, in some way, indirectly threatened. Not a direct threat. Like, oh, we're going to do this to you. Okay? It's like he knows the corruption is deep. Okay? And he knows this was not an accident. Okay? And maybe somebody wanted to do something to his car, because I'm seeing a car here. Okay, I'm just saying, we need to pray for this father and mother and family. Let's pull a card on the auntie. This was a cover-up. Once again, it came out again. And there's some kind of... He's not saying it because we see the strong spirit in him, this lion. But there is some kind of fear here. Okay, because he knows that there's organized crime in his country. Okay, and everybody knows everybody, and it's because of this child. Okay, but I do see an indirect threat. So it wasn't like somebody came to him and directly said, "Oh, we're gonna do this to you." Okay, something shook him. Okay, now I don't know if something happened to his car. Or there's some tampering with his car. I don't know, but we need to pray for this family. Because this was made to seem like an accident, but it wasn't. Okay? So I don't know if the father needs protection. If the family's watching my video, the father needs protection. He is protected in the spiritual, but he also needs protection in the physical. He needs to call on all his ancestors. And he needs to be protected, because this is an indirect threat. Okay, not direct, like, oh, we're going to do this or we're going to do this, because these are bad men with bad minds. Okay, something shook him. This whole thing with his daughter shook him. Okay, to his core. Okay. He knows this wasn't he knows this was a cover up. He knows this. Okay. I'm going to pull a card on the auntie. Okay. I need to pull a card on the aunt. Adriana Young's aunt. Give me a card on Adriana Young's aunt. You guys, I know I've been on here almost 2 hours. Thank you guys for the new ones that are new to my channel from Guyana. I'm praying for the whole Guyana and South America. I'm praying for all you guys. We need to pray that we lift the consciousness of up, okay, as a collective, and we are, okay. We need to break free from generational trauma that was passed down from the womb. Okay, we need to heal it. The only way we can heal this is by speaking the truth, addressing the truth, and dealing with the truth. Okay? Somebody says it's raining really bad. Yes, the tears of the ancestors. Okay? Um, whew, baby. Give me a card on the aunts. Tell me more about the aunts. Let me put all these covered cards together. Um, the aunt knew about the tunnels. Oh, God. The aunt knew. Now, she could have heard this. I have false person at the bottom. Now, she could have heard about this from other people, about tunnels. The aunt. We're pulling on the aunt's energy. Tell me more about the aunt. Adriana Young's aunt. Does she have anything to do with this, ancestors? Whoo, papa. The aunt. Give me a card for the aunts. Flip these cards. The aunt. Give me more about this aunt. Auntie. You know, my aunts were like mothers to me. My aunts were like mothers to me. My aunts were like mothers to me. Now, this card's at the bottom, but I want to shuffle one more time. The marriage card. Because I want these cards to flip. The auntie. Tell me more about the auntie. More about the auntie. Community. So the community knew about these tunnels. The aunt knew about these tunnels. Tell me more about the aunt. So the aunt knew, the community knew about these tunnels. Tell me more about the aunt. I'm watching this live video and it's raining. Jesus Lord. Okay, the aunt got a message of concern. And the aunt even got some of the coins. Okay. So basically, everybody got money that was in the family in some capacity. Okay. Because it said unexpected income, message, community, and tunnel. What's crossing this message card for the auntie? She's holding her chest like, oh my God. 41, 39 could be her age. 27 can be her age. Tell me about this aunt. Yes, this is in some ancestral healing. Not just ancestral, generational healing. The aunt is showing up as a caregiver, you guys. What is going on? The aunt is showing up as a caregiver. So was the aunt at the pool that day? Toddy, can you shut the door? Thank you. It's my oldest daughter. You're telling me at... Somebody says, say hi. You're telling me at... Okay, all I know is the aunt was... The aunt got a message of concern, okay? She also is going to receive the money, some kind of money. Now, the tunnel card is the first card that came out. So, people knew about these tunnels. Okay? The community knew about these tunnels. Okay? And she got money in some capacity. Okay? She got a message of concern. Okay? And she was the caregiver. So, we know that there was grown people at the pool. But the caregiver card came out. Yeah, maybe tunnel stories. Yes. So she heard stories about tunnels. Yes, she did. The community heard stories about tunnels. Okay. But I don't know if they believed it or they didn't believe it. But some people did and some people didn't. And she believed it. Okay. So she's seen herself as a caregiver to Adriana. Okay, she did see herself as a caregiver to Adriana. Okay. Oh, she did see it. Okay. Um, and she got a message like, "Oh my God," okay, that almost stopped her in her tracks. So, am I saying she's involved? No. Okay. Could she be? I don't know. Okay, because the money card's here. Okay, when I see money, it's not a good sign to see money. You guys, I just seen two orbs went by me. Okay. Um, let me pull one more card on the auntie. So she got a message of concern, and that was her niece was gone. Okay. Now I don't know if she was at the pool that day. I don't know. Okay. I have no idea, you guys. Okay. Let's see if we can get something on the aunt. That day. Um, she could be 41. She could be 27, 39. There's a lot of healing that needs to be done. This is generational. I see this all the time. I want to do a video on healing because we need to do some ancestral work, because when you don't do the ancestral work of healing the trauma and what has happened to the people that carried you, the grandparents, the mothers, the father, I mean, this stuff trickles down, and this is what we see with Adriana because things wasn't addressed. Okay. And there's some trauma here, ancestral trauma and ancestral healing that needs to be done. But she was innocent, you guys. Adriana was innocent. Okay? And they will cry for her. Okay? This is what you will see today and tomorrow. I'm seeing orbs flying around me. Okay? Um, give me one more card on the auntie. Let me put all these cards together and split the deck 3 times. One more card on the auntie. So the auntie was concerned. She was like, oh my God. It was like she was going to have a heart attack. Okay. And she knew about the communities here. So this community knew, like, about these tunnels. The expectations from the auntie. There was expectations on this aunt. I don't know what kind of expectations. Give me a clarification card. Oh. It's interesting because this auntie, I'm feeling like, I don't even have to pull no cards. I feel like the auntie, she's thinking about Adriana. She is thinking about Adriana. The auntie may not have carried Adriana in her womb. But it's like she did carry Adriana in her womb because she thinks of Adriana as her child. Okay. This is so sad. This is very sad. So there were stories about tunnels. There were stories about cover-ups. There were stories about accidents. There were stories about children. There were stories about organized crime. This is sad. And the water element is releasing. Releasing. Okay. So you have to release, and you have to address. They have address of what's going on, right? But this corruption will continue. Okay, it needs to stop. Yes, the child sacrifice. Yes. There were stories about this. Okay. Now some people knew about this, the Obia. Okay, and some people didn't know. Okay, they, but most people in the islands know about Obia. Okay. But was she involved? I don't see that. Okay, because I seen her grabbing her heart like she was gonna like have a heart attack. Okay. And there was expectations on the aunt. So this is very interesting. So she's a truth teller in her family, the aunt. Okay. When I was picking up her energy, it's the dark skin one. Okay. She's dark skinned. I was getting mixed energy with her. Okay. Um, but I feel like she was a truth teller in her family. Now it's interesting we got the expectation card out on her because I know this is a long video, you guys. Thanks for hanging in there with me. Um, I feel like with her there was always expectations on her. Like she always had to do this, do that. You know what I mean? And she was treated a little bit different. But it's one thing interesting about the aunt was the aunt is a truth teller. Okay, that's why the aunt came out forward before anybody else did. Okay, because she's not the one to hold back. Okay, she's the truth teller of the family. Okay, the aunts. Okay, um, but she carried a lot of weight in her life. Okay, and she was treated a little bit differently. Okay, if this makes sense. Okay, but she cared about Adriana. Okay, ooh, this is deep. Um, and I don't know everybody that was there at the pool that day. Um, I feel like there's family members that were there that knew somewhat of what was going on in some kind of capacity. Now, this could have been the aunt's boyfriend. Does the aunt have a boyfriend? Okay. And they will go to jail. Okay, somebody's going to jail because Guyana does not want to stop people from coming there and visiting the country. Okay. And they're even talking to people in the White House. Okay. Yes, the White House, United States government. Okay. Because this will affect Guyana. Okay. We see what's going on in Haiti right now. Okay. Um. Ooh. I think there's an American embassy in Guyana. They're on high alert right now. This is what I'm seeing. This is what I'm feeling. But the aunt was a truth teller. This mature man is a theft of children, and the mature woman. You guys, I cannot make this up. They've been doing this for a very long time. Look at this. Mature man, mature woman, toil labor of children. Okay, these children have faded away. They're already gone. They passed. Okay, and theft of the children. Okay. Yes, something's wrong with the hotel. The hotel is a front. Okay, that's what's wrong with the hotel. The hotel's a front. Okay, the hotel is a front for organized crime. Okay, um, and for sacrificial stuff. Okay, that's why they burnt the hotel down because they didn't want people finding the evidence. Now they did find money, United States dollar, and whatever dollar they use over there, which I found it interesting that they did find American dollars. Okay, I believe that she was going to be. Yes, somebody says I believe she was going to be sold at some point. Okay, if the dad and the the dad and the community wouldn't have stayed there, um, she would have been gone at some point. Okay, um, this is so sad. I'm going to leave you guys with this. We need to pray. The guy that in the hotel, that owns a hotel, he could be on a boat. In my previous reading, I seen him on a boat. So he's on a boat somewhere over there on the body of water, but he can't leave. I don't know if he can leave land. If I have a lawyer on my page, comment, because if he's told not to leave the country, I mean South America, that means he can't leave Guyana, right? But what is he doing on a boat? Okay, what is he doing going to New York? Okay, it doesn't make sense. Make it make sense. So the water element is an element of releasing. The water element is also an element of healing. Okay, so this is ancestral work, ancestral healing. Water is one of the most powerful elements. Okay, and we did see in that one video the spirit animal of the alligator. Okay, that appeared. Okay, um, the water spirits. Okay. So people need to come together, not divide. Okay, they need to come together strong. And I heard other people from other places talking about this from different islands, but this corruption is going on all islands, going on land and water. Okay, so this needs to be addressed, and this ancestral healing and trauma has to be addressed, because when I pull the energy from even the indigenous, okay, there's healing that needs to happen in on every land, okay, not just Guyana, Jamaica, Cuba, Puerto Rico, America, London. There's a new day amongst us, you guys, okay? We have broke free from this matrix, okay? So what's happening now is we are consciously aware of everything that's going on, okay? Not just consciously, we know what's really going on, okay? They can't fool us with the trickery, okay? It's not going to happen, okay? So this element of water that she died in, she was murdered in, okay? It wasn't a bathtub, okay? It was like a I'm seeing like a sacrificial statue, and then there's water in front of the statue, okay? Like a bathtub, but not like a normal bathtub, if this makes sense, okay? So there's healing that needs to be done, but you do not need to divide. You need to come together, okay? Because you're stronger in numbers, okay? And there is light being shed on this, not from not just the physical, but the spiritual realm, okay? They're shining light on this, okay? Because what happens energetically is spirits get stuck, okay? And we don't need spirits to get stuck. We need spirits to be free, okay? Somebody says, I'm thinking maybe a prayer room. Yes, it's not a prayer room, it's a altar room, okay? That they say that okay, and they do this little rich dance thing, okay? It's bizarre, okay? I know nothing of Hindu, okay? It's interesting. I don't know nothing of Hindu, okay? I've came across people that are Hindu people, but I know nothing of Hindu, okay? So there's an element here of water. Okay, so water is healing energy. Okay, releasing, crying. If you gotta cry, cry. I was so upset because I know there was witchcraft being done on the Guyanese people, because that video I did, I could feel the witchcraft. Okay, that was a monk upon the land. Okay, I could feel it. Okay, but you guys need to heal the energy. By healing the energy is talking about what's going on, addressing it. Okay, the truth is the only way out. Okay, that's the only way out. Okay, speaking the truth. Continue speaking the truth. Okay, not just speaking it, but living in your truth. Okay, and this is how you're going to heal the energy over the land. Okay? Huh? I just got confirmation from my fields. Hold on, you guys. Yeah. What's that for? I canceled that. You canceled it? Yeah. Hold on. Hold on. Give me a minute. Just a minute. Hold on. Give me minutes. Give me minutes, Hattie. Okay. Okay, sorry you guys. All right, I'm going to end this with the water element. Water is very powerful. So there needs to be people releasing the energy. Cry if you have to cry, because that rain is the tears of the ancestors. Cry. Speak your truth over the land. Change has to happen. And change, evolution has to happen. Okay, evolution always has to happen, because we're always evolving as people. And I see this all the time. I have to do a video on ancestral trauma, because there's ancestral trauma and ancestral healing that needs to be healed over this land. And this is with all land. This is not just with South America, Guyana. This is Africa. This is America. This is London. I mean, everywhere. Okay. And the way we can heal this is being united together as one. And I'm going to send my condolence out to Adriana Young's father and mother. I am sorry for your loss. I weep with you. Okay. I weep with you. Okay. Not just weep with you. I call on the ancestors for you. Okay. And all the ancestors over Guyana. Okay. Because they're going to need a lot of prayers. Okay. A lot of prayers. Okay. And now we know why there wasn't a GoMe fund. Okay. We know why. Okay. So this is, I thank you guys all for being here. This is so sad. Rest in peace, Adriana Young. This is sad. This is really sad, but we had to see the truth. Okay, we had to, because this will set us all free. Okay, and this will also hopefully save more children. Okay. But thank you guys for joining me. This is the read that I got on Adriana Young, the 11-year-old girl that died in Guyana. This is so sad. Okay, so sad. All right, you guys. Ashe.